rifle, 3 fly rods, and a tent, and away I went. We got at King Salmon, and I was introduced to Bill for the first time. And all there was at King Salmon at the time was walkie-talkies. They had no radios, only the walkie-talkie. And the millionaires went up to Brooks Lodge on the Duck. But I stayed at King Salmon and fished the Naknek, but I had to cross the King Salmon River to get to the hole. The water of King Salmon came in this way, and the bigger river, the Naknek, came this way, which made a big natural hole to hold the salmon. So I crossed the river with my waders, and crossed it. And right there at King Salmon is an Air Force base. Those jets went over that embankment that I was there. And if I didn't hear the scream of those engines first, I'd have walked right out on the water, because they came right over, taking off, and it was noisy. But anyway, I caught 9 bucks. No, I caught 6 bucks. And I figured I had 90 pounds of fish. And all of a sudden, the fish were swimming in the water. The tide came in, and I had to cross the King Salmon River.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I had 90 pounds of fish here. I had 357 and a rifle here, and 3 fishing poles. And so I walked out, and I wasn't going to make it. And it's getting dark. I'm not going to make it. So I sit down in that cold water, and I still talk funny. But the water came right here. I had my wallet in my mouth. The water came right to here, and I made it across and got home. My mother hated me every time I told that story. I would not have been here if I had fallen in the water. They'd have never found me. But that's right there. The water was right there. But then I went to bed that night, and all of a sudden there was a whole bunch of noise up on the ridge, which was the landing strip for King Salmon. And I asked Bill the next morning, what in the world was all of the noise? He said there was 9 bear on the airport, and they were all fighting. So I made that. The next night I stayed at King Salmon Lodge, and it was so rusty that the carpets missed coming together by that much. It was an old rusty place. I thank the Lord for that. But I fished a lot in Alaska, but now it's commercial item. So I turned into a fly rod, and that's how I got here. But anyway, through my experiences, I really am a student of Phil Rowley and Brian Shan. I think, to begin with, those 2 people have done, I think they know everything that I wished I did know. So what we'll do is tie one other. So you can see what I'm doing. But during the springtime, when these bloodworms start coming off from the bottom, this is the most deadliest fly I've got.
Is it only in the spring that you fish this?
I really fish it out to Crittenden. I have caught so many of those big fish out of Crittenden on this fly, and it's clear up into August that I'm fishing this fly. But especially in the middle of March like it is now, when the water gets just starting to get a little warmer, up until I'll fish this with sometimes I'll fish it with a scud. Oh, darn it. I'll fill that in. On the bottom of it, I'll fish it with a zebra on top of it, put this in on the bottom. And again, the best way to do this so that you don't get magic or super glue on your fingers, go across the shank of the hook and give you just enough finger pinch on that so that you can pull that across. Okay, that'll keep you from having all kind of trouble. You don't put your tools back and you lose them. Wet your material a little bit so that you can get right down to the base of the skin, like that. And I like to take the base of the rabbit and just put it on the side, and when you put this fluorocarbon on it, it just brings it right around and puts it right where it needs to be. Okay, get that out of your way. Secure it on the back side too. Give you a few wraps around that so that you're sealing it right down. Then we're going to put the crystal flash on it. And we're just going to twist that around up to the eye of the hook. Cut it off. Now just push that down with your fingers so that most of that crystal flash will be at the bottom. Take your magic or your glue, put it right down the middle. Pinch it like so. Oh, that's going to be perfect. Z3, Z4. I found if you will put your scissors on an angle, that it will take care of all of your little tiny mistakes like I'm just going to make. But that fluorocarbon will just do away with that to no end. Wrap that up. Now, I like to take a little super glue and just put it on the top. Like that. Take your whip finisher and just finish it off. That is a simple fly made by a simple individual. To tie this same fly again, but I'm going to Guymonize it. Okay? I've been thinking about how to make this fly a little bit more alive, just with a very subtle change. Come on, a little bit. Don't like that at all. Why? Because of that right there.
Now, do you always use that color of rabbit? Or?
That's the color of rabbit that he's suggested to use. That's the color that's on that fly. So that's why we brought it. But I also like this color. And I like...
Well, whatever color it is, it's going to be a color I don't have.
Well, here's one that should be a good color to get. Right there.
I like Sculpin olive.
Yep, that's the that's. Well, look at that.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. Okay. So here, do you want some?
No, it's all right. I'm just.
Okay, I'm gonna put
I've
this
seen that.
underneath.
I've seen that variegated stuff before, but I've never bought any of that.
So what I'm going to do is, along with this color of chenille, I'm going to put some of this UV with it. Okay? We're going to see how that's going to turn out. I think it's got real possibilities. want to see how that looks. Oh, yeah. Ah, it only happens when I don't want it to. There you go. Let's tie that down. One more snap.
That would be for bass too, I guess.
Nightcrawlers work good with that.
There you go.
That's what the cook in the,
Cook what?
cook in the kitchen told me that this morning.
That's a good invitation for bass.
Aha!
Thought I was gonna steal your fly.
Wade was nice.
Okay, we'll tie this in again. I like this one.
You fish this under an indicator mostly?
Indicator, and I use it on the back of a number, no, either a 2-weight line or a intermediate clear line. But I've heard through the grapevine that there's a new line out by Rio, and it's called Aqualux.
Camel Lux.
What?
The Camel Lux?
No, Aqualux.
Just on their site, I didn't see it.
Sportsman's Warehouse had them on sale for $39.95.
Wow. What is it?
It's a real line,
Yeah.
and the fellow that introduced me to this fly, Bill Reese, he fishes all over the western states, and he showed me this one. And it's a dandy fly. It is a producer.
This minnow. You're talking about this minnow?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, this.
yeah. This is Reese's Minnow. We'll do it again for
I thought
you.
they made peanut butter cups.
They make flies too.
Trouble is, it's hard to get the peanut butter cup to hold on to it.
Yeah, but it's hard to get the fish to give you a bite.
Well, they'd eat peanut butter cups all day long, and you just wouldn't hook them.
I have been told by very good resource that if you're not using UV, guys, you're missing out. UV is just a marvelous thing to start putting in your fly tying.
Well, you know, one of the other things you can do with UV is, you see this UV light I've got here This is the poor man's version. You buy it for about $6 on Amazon.
Yeah?
And if you tie a big hook on it and just turn it on,
Well, the bigger the hook, the bigger the fish.
save all this little detail crap, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Your chenille, where's the label for that chenille stuff?
Just a second, I'll show you.
Okay.
Where'd I put?
I tried going and buying some of that crap and the local
Where'd I put?
Park City place didn't have anything.
Right there.
Okay, so it's Pearl
Let me
Estes.
put it right here.
All right. Yeah.
oh, that's the long, and you're just okay.
I didn't. I got some. I'll see what it does, but I'm gonna cut it through here.
Very.
I put, instead of the clear.
Cal, you want a video from last week?
It just picks up a little.
Oh, okay.
I don't know anymore that, but you just.
Any ever have any problems getting this rabbit out of your nose? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Give me a week to see. Maybe if I have one. But I'll. If there's nothing else like copy on. It's just, we make a really nice label with our logo on it and everything. So I'd like to get you one of those.
Yeah, it's too much.
Patterson Lake that Boyd was talking about, the first day I fished it, I had to chase 5 fish with my motor in reverse to keep my beans cool.
You did what?
Had to reverse my motor and chase 5 different fish with the right hand spoon. Terrible place to fish.
It is amazing all of the different things that happen to you on different lakes. Ooh, that's gonna be sweet.
So boy, you're mostly just using the side of the Merriman, right? So both sides of the,
Yeah. Yep. Where did it go? Did somebody? Oh, there it is.
Looking for interest. Everybody that responded. Had about 15 responses, but never had more than 6, 7, 8.
With this real fine stuff like we're using here, if I hadn't put it in one of these tubes, you'd have it all over. I just stick it in half.
So I'll send this to you. I've got this right away. It's got pictures of this, each of these fonts, and a few notes, but it's got the materials. So then what I'm hoping to do, this is all over, is go through and add any embellishments or whatever else. But I can send you this, today or tomorrow.
Yeah, that.
If you don't have it today, feel free to let me know. Hold on,
and how do you fish this pattern?
I took that out of the sketching.
Show Boyd, you just pick that up.
Boy, you just stick this pattern?
What?
You just strip this pattern in? How do you fish this pattern?
I use a intermediate line, let it all out,
Okay.
and troll very slow.
Okay.
Or I put it under an indicator and use it that way and move slow. But it's a weighted fly. It's a
The indicator trick works if the water's choppy, so.
Yeah.
yeah, if the water will help you 90% of the time if you let it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Gotcha all over the place. I'm about due, so.
I'm just watching you close up.
You're welcome to do that.
Now, Boyd, is that UV flash you're using there too? Or is it just
The thing is, I don't know where I bought it, but you can see how it just flashes.
yeah, I can see how flashy it is there.
See that?
Yeah.
It just, and I don't know where I bought it. It could have been up the Blue Ribbon up West Yellowstone.
My pleasure.
Stuff I've got about 107 years old, but it looks the same.
Does it?
I mean, it's just stuff I probably bought at Jim's in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Or 18 or 20.
I'm taking too much of your time, guys.
No,
No,
that's
not
fine.
at all.
We're doing good.
Like you're everywhere and all
This is something that I want you to see, that you can really utilize this little fluorocarbon. The little guy is really tough. See, I can't, usually you can pull it on the back side of it and snap it off, but you can't. So I'm just going to quickly show this. I'll use you got a piece of air sitting out somewhere. This is not going to be a pretty fly, but
It'll look pretty hanging out of the fish's mouth.
There you go. That was Jules in my prison.
So do you use the thread for about everything when you don't need a color?
yeah. But most of the I'll show you what this will do. Are you through tying for a minute? Just come on up here and come around me. I just put a bright feather on, and I've wrapped it a whole bunch of times. You can't see that thread. It just hides. It'll pick up all the different colors of whatever you want to do. I want to use that color. I want to use that.
I use Marabou, but it gets torn off after a while. I couldn't tear it off with that thread.
No.
Maybe some black
I chose this real fine stuff to make a point. Now see, that will never come off of there. It just sealed down there. I'm just in a hurry. I'm trying to show you an illustration of something. This is a fisherman's fly, not a fishing fly, not a fisherman's fly.
Oh, red color. Gills. That's skunk.
Okay, now I'm going to take the hackle wherever it went.
No, this is just an old scope and
You just got a hackle from him.
Stuff I got.
Yeah, piece of hackle or something.
scope and all, but it's darker than some of it is.
Yeah, I like that, maybe something lighter.
And I chose a real small one to show you. Okay, most people start the hackle here and work it to here, right? For a woolly bugger. I'm going to do it the opposite. Now watch.
Pretty amazing thread.
It's awesome.
Doesn't
I bet
lay the
I've bought,
apples
I
down.
bet I've bought 30 spools of it from you since the first one I got.
Can you get back
Is the
here?
fish going to take that?
We can
Is he
move
gonna
if you get
destroy
back
it?
here.
See how easy that was?
Yeah,
And you
that's
just
not-
do it backwards of whatever anybody else does.
To go over peacock, it just disappears. in the
You can do it with peacock, you just roll the peacock on it, roll it up. If I had a piece, I'd show you, but there's just nothing that thing won't do, and you can't see it. I've used small hackles, I've used a small chenille. You use it with the other kind of chenilles, and honestly, you can't see it.
How does it work with a dubbing loop?
Watch. Yeah, I go two dubbing loops like this.
You double
See
it.
it over?
Oh.
Oh. Put your dubbing in it. Done. Okay?
Doubling it's a trick.
Yeah. And you just don't, I lose flies on willows, but they never come apart. They never come apart. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't, no, I won't say that. Anyway, I can sell hooks to you for 10 cents a piece, scuds, whatever you want. But I don't have John's favorite one without the eye coming straight. They're always down. But I'll show you. They will just sit right there on your fingers. They're sharp as sharp as sharp. You want to try it?
That was good on your phone.
Yeah, it looks good on mine, so it doesn't slide.
True test.
Pearson here.
But I just wanted to show you what that does.
Yeah.
I might use that.
I'm impressed.
Not a kid fish, I promise.
Yeah, I know that.
But
I know that.
Not if he doesn't stop to whip finish it.
Yeah, I gotta whip finish it.
Good point.
And yeah, Jim just won.
But we'll whip finish it and show you what, let's see. I always put a little dab of super glue right there, and then you don't ever have to worry about it coming off.
Says you didn't care about the hospitals and stuff.
Where's she gonna
So the super glue is where you're gonna whip finish into.
Yeah, you just whip finish it into the super glue, and I've had all kinds of different glues to, you know, after you get through, you dab it on.
Mhm.
He used to teach
Super
us
glue will
stuff.
take care of all of it. So,
He has different ideas.
you got your websites. Look at your websites, because it'll entertain you. Your fly boxes will just blossom. All right.
So are your materials.
Yeah, so will all your, that's good. Yeah, that's, see, he's used the bigger ones. This is the, I don't want to put it. You see the UV in this one? Yeah.
Is that like the polar hair?
That's polar chenille.
Polar
that's
chenille,
sculp-
yeah, that's what-
Sculpin olive, or brown olive polar chenille
Like-
with the red UV
Oh.
for a collar. for
Like that
gills.
right there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
brown one.
what'd you put it? Have some.
But
Go shopping, like you
as
said.
a fellow that knows what he's doing will tell you, use UV alone. Right, John? Yeah, that's who I'm quoting.